actually raced at. And so let's take a look. Let's go back a few years. No, let's go back a lot of years.
And our own Robbie Buell starts on the pole. Obviously, oftentimes in mid-Ohio, you have heavy, heavy rain. That's Paul Tracy breathing down his neck. He's taking the outside groove, finding some traction, and Paul Tracy gets by him. But he goes after Paul Tracy. He doesn't let him go, but he overcooks it, just like Takuma Sato just did. But he gets going again, and he finishes second. Robbie Buell up on the podium along with Paul Tracy. There's a young thin Robbie Buell along with Paul Tracy. Nicely done.
Oh my gosh. And here's Jan Beekes, my booth mate, on the pole. A good start to that thing. Look at that, running the curves. Is that the fast way? Excellent job. Okay, now look at this. Drop some wheels coming off. I got to sneak back on the racetrack. I better just take that guy out. I think, is that Tommy Byrne?
That's Tommy Byrne.
Did he have words for you?
A few, yes. Check this out. See, the track was dirty. I get out in the groove here, and then I had a lot of trouble getting the car back on the track.
Didn't we just talk about once you drop some wheels, just don't thrash the wheel back on, just ease back on? But you went on to win this thing. Look at that right there.
Yeah.
You got it, baby.
Pump fist. Woo.
Yeah. And of course, I'll look exactly the same now.
Yeah. Tommy Byrne and Ted Prappis on the podium.
You guys had flowers and stuff. That was a better.
And medals. We got medals that year.
That was good.
Jack.
All right, enough frivolity from you guys self-congratulating each other. I want to take a look and do some pit stop analysis here. I think, Jan, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with you. I understand what you're talking about with Tony Kanaan. When you take a look, Kanaan pitted so much earlier. When he has to pit again, I think that's an issue. He has 21 laps since his last pit stop. But what I want to show you and what I want to draw attention to is right here. Basically, Alex Tagliani only pitted 2 laps before that caution, before everybody else pitted. With this, what I'm finding out from the Honda engineers, believe it or not, guys, these cars under caution are making enough mileage that you can add 3 to 3.5 green flag laps for every lap of caution. I like what Tags has done. It's a gamble, but it could play out in his favor by the end of the race. Read us out, guys. Back to you.
The 2 up front are shown as the biggest gainers. Alex Tagliani and Tony Kanaan lead them to the Apex Brazil restart.
And that is a great move for Tags. I mean, he came in just 2 laps before all those guys, so now he's pretty close to being in sequence with them, and he's got great track position. So that's worked out well in this case.
A couple of guys running at the back of the lead lap, namely J.R. Hildebrand and Ryan Hunter-Reay, did make pit stops during this caution to top off.
And actually, even though Jack disagrees with me, we actually were saying the same thing. I was saying that Tagliani and Kanaan should not pit, that they should go after it and see what they can do. We know that Kanaan, yes, is going to have to make 2 more stops, but Tagliani, and Jack is absolutely correct, that with that yellow, he should only have to stop 1 more time. So that worked out to be a very, very nice gamble for Alex Tagliani.
You know what, Jan? I love it. You know what? We'll see if we agree to disagree.
Hey, we're on the same page here, Jack. We're agreeing.
Elio Castro-Neves has Will Power, his teammate, up ahead of him.
And it looks as though Elio really has got a pretty good car right now. He's getting right underneath the back of Will.
If you talk to Elio, he says he has a loose car right now, Robbie. He's fighting that a little bit. Tim Cindric said they were concerned that he might have a little bit of toe. You know, when you made that contact with the wall, a little bit of a toe problem. But Ryan Briscoe got behind him and said he doesn't see anything wrong, so everything should be good for the number 3 car, Elio Castro-Neves.
And if you remember back, that was a pretty good hit we saw. I mean, he took a good hit on the left side from Ryan Hunter-Reay and got out into the pit wall, as you said, Jan. It's like, man, he even clipped that.
And look at the black and orange car there of Simona Di Silvestro running in 7th spot under attack from Marco Andretti.
Yeah, just that's a fill your mirrors. Can I break your concentration? No, not that time, but I'm back here.
Well, let me say here to wrap up this whole thing about the past, we probably made fun of you two, but it is a fact that you were both champions in your own right, so we do owe you that much.
But it wasn't blind.
I feel so much better.
Thank you.
Now for Simona Di Silvestro, what great company as she puts the heat here on Ryan Briscoe. Remember that her primary car burned after a bad crash, and they had to go to the backup car, which is an earlier chassis and much heavier. So she's carrying more weight on the car, which is 2 or 3 tenths of a second, the team has told me. And with the kind of budget they have, to be chasing down Ryan Briscoe with a heavier, older car, she's doing a fantastic job.
Well, she gets better every time out in the race car, working closer with her guys. And, you know, one area that she's really excelled in, a little spin off there.
Jay Howard.
Jay Howard.
Driving for Sarah Fisher
Now,
Racing.
That is going to bring out a full course because you're stuck in that pea gravel up there in the keyhole. You're just in an impact zone. There's no getting around it.
So we're saying that is good for Tagliani, but bad for Kanaan, in my view.
And the full course caution does come out as we were on board with Dan Weldon there for a moment, who's running up in 9th position, but Jay Howard is stuck in the gravel.
You know, the pea gravel is a good thing because it definitely slows down momentum of a race car if you lose control. But the flip side is if you don't have momentum of going through it and you slide through it that direction, you're going to sink down in it instead of kind of bahaing through it and try and get out to the grass. Jack?
Well, Takuma Sato has stopped by after he's been released by the medical group, and let's go and take a look on the big screen here and tell us what happened as we watch from on board of Scott Dixon.
Yeah, I tried to overtake Scott and taking inside, but just cold tire, cold brake, and full tank of fuel, we just couldn't stop. And the inside was so dusty, and no, he just overshoot.
Tough to have him out, guys. Remember, he qualified the best, a career best, just yesterday, and everybody thinks this guy's going to win one before the season's out.
Certainly brings good credentials to the IZOD IndyCar Series, having raced many years in Formula One.
And Formula One have tire warmers. IndyCars do not. And that's what can happen.
Alex Tagliani is leading his 2nd race this year. He led 33 laps at Texas, with 35 of 85 completed here at Mid-Ohio. He's up front again. Caution is still out here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, and you can get caught up on the midseason review. It's on Saturday at 6 o'clock Eastern here on Versus. Lindy Thaxton gives us an all-access look at what has become one of the most competitive seasons in history. That's Saturday, 6 o'clock Eastern here on Versus. Alex Tagliani and Tony Kanaan are off sequence. Remember what happened in Edmonton? Boom.
Yep, hello. So what do you think Alex is thinking right now with this guy behind him?
Again, those two off sequence. Running in 3rd spot is Dario Franchitti, then Will Power and Elio Castroneves.
Hey guys, let me show you a little bit when we talk about trying to keep all 4 wheels on the ground and the balance that's needed. Easiest way to remember it, these are like, well, there's a race car. Take a table. Have you ever been to a place where all of a sudden when you go and sit in, it rocks back and forth and you've got to wedge it one way or the other? Well, basically, that's what your shock, damper, and your spring combination do. So what you want to do is have all 4 legs of your table on the ground all the time. Shocks and springs and dampers are the way to do it. Let's go back to you.
Actually, Professor B has a feature on that, and if we have the time, we'll get it to you, but we want to show you all the racing that's going on here at the IZOD IndyCar Series race. All right, the green flag comes out, and we're back to racing once again.
Look at Tags timed that pretty well. He got himself about 6, 7 lengths.
He did not use the overtake assist. He just got a really nice start. Now, I will say Jack is correct because I did say earlier that Dario would not be worried about Tagliani or Kanaan. That's what he's respectfully disagreeing with. That's correct. Because in the meantime, he's now made good fuel. He won't worry about Kanaan, but he will certainly worry about Tagliani now, who should be good to go.
Well, I think, you know, again, the driver's worried about anything. As a driver, you just need to drive as hard as you can from beginning to end, no matter what. I mean, you got to be smart, but, you know, a driver, you just hit your marks, be consistent, especially at a place like as physical as here. You got to stay with it and stay after it and pace yourself.
On board with the 2nd place car there of Tony Kanaan. We'll reset the field for you on this Honda through the field. There's TK in 2nd position to the leader, Alex Tagliani, hoping to become the 4th Canadian to win here at Mid-Ohio. And in third position is Dario Franchitti. Started in second. He beat Will Power out of the pit area and now runs in third.